Let's have a look at a riff by a band called Lost Frequencies. This song was called Are You With Me? It was on an album they did in 2012, and there's been a couple of different releases of it. It's a very cool sounding riff. It basically is built by an interval of tenths. Now a tenth is an octave with a third added on top, so it's a compound interval. So if we're in the key of A flat for this example, he's built it around 4 different tones. On the 1 of the key, which is A flat, on the 4 of the key, the D flat, on the 5 of the key, the E flat, and also the 6, which is F. So essentially our 4 notes, we start on the 6th string here on that 4th fret, that's A flat. Our scale would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 octave. So that's our major scale there. So the notes we want is the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6. Now there's 2 types of tenths when you're talking about a major key, and there's major and minor. So a major tenth is an interval that looks like this. That's the tone of it, which is basically a major third with the octave inside it. Now when you're on the 1, the 4 and the 5 of the key, you'll always do a major tenth. So if that's my 1, I'd want to do a major tenth. Now a major tenth from that would be down, you'd miss 2 strings, so you go from the 6th string down to your 3rd string, and it would be on the 5th fret. So it's always that shape, that's major. 1 below that is minor. So that's the minor tenth and that's major. So when I'm on the 1, I do major. When I move to the 4 of the scale here, that would also be major. Now due to the string tuning difference, the shape's slightly different. This one's now 2 frets higher. So if I'm on the 4th fret here, it's going to be on the 6th fret on that 2nd string, and that's a major tenth. The 5th of the key, so now I'm up here on my E flat, that's the 5th. So I've got 1, 4, and 5. Now the other one he uses is the 6th of the key. 6 is always a tone higher, and that's going to give you a minor tenth. So instead of the shape we had before, minor's 1 below major, so it would be down here. So essentially he's going from the 6th of the key to the 4, down to the 1, and then back to the 5. So the riff, the way it works, if I start up here in the 6th of the key, and I play my interval, my minor tenth, he picks the high note first. So I suggest using thumb and finger, whichever finger you prefer. So you're going to pick the 2nd string, then the 5th, and you do that 4 times in a row. So it goes. Then we're going to move down to the 4th of the key, and that one's a major tenth. To the 1st of the key, and finally finish with the 5th of the key. So putting it all together, it goes. Now as far as fingering, I always say to my students, fingering is your choice, but I'll always give suggestions on what I would use to make it easier. Whenever I change interval shapes, if I'm going from a minor to a major, I don't use the same finger for each one. I like to always change. So if I'm doing it on the 5th string to the 2nd string, I use my 1st and 3rd. If I'm doing it on as a major interval, I'd use my 1st and 4th. I just find if I use the same fingers, I can often make mistakes and hit wrong notes. So I like to change. So this, when I'm starting on the 6th, you can see I've got my 1st and 3rd finger. When I move to the 4th of the key, I'm going to put my 4th finger here. Now on these strings, I use 1st and 3rd, and then I go back to 1st and 4th. Now the riff is at about 120, 122 beats per minute, so it'll take a bit of practice to get it up to tempo, but I'll just play through it slowly a couple of times for you. And a little bit faster. So have fun with that one, and I'll see you in the next video.